All right, we are deep into the FIFA U20 World Cup down in Chile, and the knockout stage is, well, it's in full swing. 6 teams have already punched their ticket to the quarterfinals, so now we've got a do-or-die clash. It's the USA versus Italy for one of those last spots. I mean, the stakes just don't get any higher, right? One team keeps their dream alive, the other one is packing their bags and heading home. So the big question is, who's going to step up and seize the moment? So, the stage is set at the Estadio El Tiente, and you can just feel the tension. Let's break down how these two teams stack up against each other. Okay, so on one side, you've got the USA. Their game plan, a relentless, high-energy press, designed to just disrupt everything and overwhelm you. And then on the other side, you've got Italy, who are all about that attacking flair, that technical skill. Both teams are absolutely desperate to get into the last 8. It's a real classic clash of styles, with everything to play for. And right from the opening whistle, man, you could cut the tension with a knife. The first few moments of this game were all about near misses and just razor-thin margins. And it all started with Italy coming out aggressive. Yup, it was Italy who really came out swinging. Their captain, Manini, his movement right from the start was just fantastic. He was driving his team forward, putting that US defense under pressure immediately. You could tell he was trying to make a statement, and fast. And wow, what a statement it almost was. Right after that push from Manini, this thunderous shot just cannons off the post. I mean, we're talking an inch to the left, and Italy has the dream start. You could practically hear the collective gasp in the stadium. It was that close. But the USA, they didn't flinch. Not for a second. In fact, that scare seemed to be the exact wake-up call they needed. They went right back to their game plan. That press. They just swarmed the Italian players, suffocated their space, and forced a massive goal-saving block from Karate. It was a perfect example of their grit. So after all that back and forth, all that tension, you just felt like the game was crying out for a breakthrough. Something had to give. And it was going to take a moment of pure brilliance to break this deadlock. And it came from a set piece. So the USA wins a free kick, and it's in a very dangerous spot. Securus steps up to take it. It's just perfectly set up for his wicked left foot, and he executes it flawlessly. He bends the ball right around the wall with so much pace, so much curve. The Italian keeper, Sigetti, is just left standing there, completely helpless. I don't think he ever even saw it. Just a stunning piece of skill. And just like that, it's 1-0, USA. That goal completely changes the entire feel of this match. Now, with that 1-goal lead, you might think the US would sit back and defend. But nope, not this team. They smelled blood in the water, and they went right back on the attack, looking for the goal that would put this thing to bed. And you can just feel the power on this one. The ball falls to Comer, and he just unleashes on it from distance. You heard the commentator call it a superb shot, and that's exactly what it was. He really, really caught hold of that one. The keeper had absolutely zero chance. And there it is, 2-0. With that goal, the USA has a firm grip on this match, and you have to think they're spot on the quarterfinals. And hey, to put the finishing touch on this thing, who else could it be? Of course, it's the captain, Ben Cashy. The guy was a menace all game, and he found his moment to shine yet again. And that's the one that seals it. 3-0, a totally dominant finish that leaves absolutely no doubt about who's moving on. So the final whistle blows, confirming a huge victory for the United States. Let's just quickly recap how it all went down. I mean, the final score really says it all, 3-0. The USA is on to the last 8. You know, the big turning point was for sure that incredible free kick from Securus. And from there, 2 more late goals just put an exclamation point on what was a really dominant and clinical performance. And you know, that final goal from Ben Cashy, it was way more than just the nail in the coffin. That was his 5th goal of the tournament down here in Chile. That is just an incredible run for the US captain. And this really tells you everything you need to know about how important he is to this squad. Because with that goal, Ben Cashy became the outright top scorer of the entire U20 World Cup. Think about that. He's not just leading his team, he's leading everybody. So all of this leaves us with one big thought, right? The USA isn't just squeaking by here. They're winning, and they're winning convincingly. They're organized, they're tough, and they've got the tournament's most lethal striker firing on all cylinders. So the real question is, Just how far can this US team go?